What is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? Welcome to another episode of the SchwegCast, the internet's worst podcast. As always, I'm your host, Schweezy, aka the Foreplay King, bringing you some of the worst content on the internet, and I am here to bring you that guide and to bring you forward. Today on the show, I have Zhaklina on the show. She's really cool. She's a really great songwriter, a very nice person, and not a mean person. She was not mean to me this entire show, which I really, really could use that confidence boost. So it's a really great talk and a really great thing as well. So if you are new or you're continuing to use this and you're not already subscribed to the SchwegCast, hit that subscribe button. You're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Spotify, I think it's a follow button. And if you're on Apple, that's still a subscribe button. If you get this burnt to a CD, find the person who burned that CD for you and have them put that on have them subscribe. That's all I really need to know. Just to let you all know, some of you may know this if you follow me on the gram or the Facebook or anywhere else. Every Monday and Thursday, I stream over on Twitch. I play video games. I think right now I will be playing on the Pokemon DLC, the Crown Tundra, which is really fun. Pokemon is my game, and that's what is up. So go ahead, follow me over there as well, and come join it Mondays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. There's a lot of fun. Also, if you didn't know, my new song, Oof, is also available now on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, YouTube. There's a music video for it too. You should check out the music video. It's really cool as well, and definitely something you're gonna want to not touch the dial for. Do I still say that? Do I say not touch the dial? I need to bring that back. Also, if you want to support this show even further than just liking and subscribing, you can also subscribe on Patreon. Currently, there is one tier that is $5 a month, and with that $5 a month, you get ad-free episodes of the SchwegCast. Right now, no other tiers, just that $5 a month. You support the show monthly and supports me directly, and I like that. I really like that. And so, without further ado, let's get into the SchwegCast. As my boy Garth would say, if this is truly a conversation,
then I say let the conversation begin.
Just drinking some tea.
Ooh, nice. I got like this. There's like this really cheap tea. It's like, I don't know what the kind you get at like Kroger or something. It's like lemon zinger or something like that. I like love that stuff.
Oh, that's really good for you. Lemon's very good for you.
I know. It's like good at night. I've never gotten into like any caffeinated tea. I drink coffee up and down, left and right all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. All my friends are texting me right now.
Oh.
But no. But anyways, yeah, no. Tea's cool. I like it. Yeah. Do you get into the caffeinated stuff?
Yeah, I love like kind of messing around with different kinds of teas and coming up with my own concoctions. Like I'm the type of person that'll get like the actual like leaves of the herbs and like mix it with different stuff. But yeah, I do get the caffeinated ones as well. And I also love coffee. So I like it all.
It's hard to pick between the two. It's just one, whatever you want when you wake up is what you, what's probably the best for you, I would assume.
Yeah, tea is really good. Like the kinds that you can take to help aid like sleep, that's really good. And then there's just a lot of like medicinal factors with tea where coffee like is just like good for energy in the morning, but it's not something that you should necessarily drink at night.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've learned my lesson many times. But also, like, you have alcohol at night. That's kind of, I mean, that's the point. Yeah. That's the point of night. It helps you fall asleep. Like, you don't do uppers at night.
Yeah.
You do the downers at night. So you get down to sleep.
Yeah.
If I get that right. But no, I was like, yeah, I always wanted to get into, like, brewing, like, tea, get the leaves, but I don't know where to start. So, and I think I'd have to start somewhere.
Well, I mean, even just getting the like normal tea packets from like Kroger or whatever supermarket, even Target, that's a great place to start. A lot of those are really, really great. Tazo is a really good brand, which I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that right, but it's Tazo, and they have really, really great teas, and I get a lot of their stuff.
Okay.
So I would definitely check them out.
I've been trying to like get this like analogy put into a song, something like you're not my cup of tea, but I like coffee. I've been trying to like figure out how to get that like into a song. It's like one of those cool one-liner things that I cannot figure out for the life of me. At least how to do it right.
You're not my cup of tea. So you're saying, but I like coffee?
Yeah, so it's that. The phrase is like, you're not my cup of tea, but then also like, I want to like replace it with, because I like coffee.
I think that right there, just like, you're not my cup of tea because I like coffee. Like,
true.
There's kind of humor in that too, I'd say.
It's hard to, like, you guys got to fit into a song. That's like that's a bad thing. Like, those one-liners you can think up all day and then like never be able to like put into a song ever.
I have like a special place in my notes on my phone for all of those, that like whenever I'm like writing a song and I know I need like a good one-liner, some cool phrases, I go there and I'm like, oh yeah, I have this and I have this, and sometimes they'll fit. So it's just like this like separate little journal of all of that I can go to if I need to.
It's like I listen to like the old Gambino songs and they're just like a ton of one-liners, and now people think are like, oh, that's corny, but I'm like, I still love it.
Yeah.
I got one in like an upcoming song I'm releasing. I like mentioned Binging with Babish. You know what that YouTube channel? He like recreates foods in like other things from like movies and TV shows, and so I mentioned that in it as a way of being like over dramatic or something like that. It's a really cool line, and I think it's kind of stupid, but I think I kind of like it at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Actually, like really entertaining too. So that's really cool.
But yeah, no, I love a good one-liner, and in like music, you just like you stick it in there.
Yeah, I honestly think saying like you're not my cup of tea because I like coffee would be really good, and it makes sense too, and it's funny. That's what I know.
I just have to like figure out the context to get it right.
Yeah,
because sometimes you have like you have the one-liners, but you don't know like even like the theme of the song, like you just cannot get right.
Yeah, it sounds to me like if you're saying you're not my cup of tea, like it could be like talking to somebody and just saying to them like, hey, like, you know, you're not really for me. So that could be taken into like a romantic sense. But I feel like it could even be just platonic, like with friends, or like just certain conversations you have with people when you have different opinions. You could say, you know, like, that's not my cup of tea because I like coffee. But look, let's both drink, and you drink your tea and I'll drink my coffee, and let's be friends.
I think about that too. Like, but I don't know. I don't write songs about my friends.
Oh,
maybe because I write love songs. I like more like lovey more breakup songs, the sad ones. So I think like in a way, I don't think my friends would like to be involved in those songs.
Yeah,
I will like put like voicemails of theirs and like insert it in songs like sneakily. And so then I'm like, so my friends are just like, there's my close friends, not like the just randos, you know, like they send me any like video or anything with audio in it. I'm like, you are just legally knowing that it's going to be put in a song at some point.
That's funny.
So
see, that's the kind of stuff that I'm always like, if you're going to use that recording for anything, let me know before you do. Like, you got to be careful with that kind of stuff because sometimes people get mad about it.
True. I know in most situations, I know it's like laws and stuff like that. Like, I play video games on Twitch, and I'll just sometimes call people. Like, you have to start it out with, hey, man, I'm on my live stream right now. Playing. And so you have to like start. That's like a legal thing, though. So, but these are also like close friends. So and they're just like, I'm going to take
probably don't care.
Well, yeah, that, and I'm like, I'm going to take legal action against you. I'm like, do it. I'm like, call their bluff. Oh,
What's on your shirt? Is that a dinosaur?
Yeah, it's dinosaurs, and it's the bodacious period.
Oh, fun. That is so cool.
So I buy all my shirts. They're, you know, like those ads you see on Facebook?
Yeah.
That's how I buy all my shirts, like, for real. I'm like... You're wondering, you see like those stupid shirts, you're like, who's buying these? It's me. I'm the one buying. Like, I bought like a Powerline shirt, you know, from a Goofy movie.
Okay.
So like I bought a Powerline shirt from Hot Topic, which I haven't bought a shirt from Hot Topic in about a decade, I would say, maybe.
I still shop there. I love Hot Topic. Their makeup's really on point, and they have some good perfume too.
I bought one time my best haul from Hot Topic. It was a Justin Bieber shirt and a Lady Gaga shirt. That was my best haul from Hot Topic because, well, the Justin Bieber shirt was so much fun because it was young Justin. And so like, bowl haircut, which I had too. So I can't like make fun of him for it. I mean, I can. It's one of those things like, can you make fun of someone when you did the exact same thing?
As long as you're okay with being made fun of too, and you're kind of laughing at yourself alongside it, then I think that's fine.
I guess that's the trick. That's what I always try to do. Well, it's like when I make fun of like my fat friend Micah, but I'm also kind of fat too, so it's kind of like making fun of yourself. The worst thing is you're skinny, so like you're a normal person, but like you want to make fun of a fat person, and then they're like, "You're fatter than him." I was like, "Oh." And so that's like fat people problems right there.
Oh man.
So you don't look like you're ever gonna have to deal with fat people problems. So.
Well, we'll see. Time will tell. I hope not. I try to stay healthy. I try to be mindful of what I eat, and I'm pretty active and exercise and all of that stuff. But I want to have a baby one day, and we'll see how that affects my body.
True, like the baby thing is like the weird thing with women. It's like, oh, you had a baby. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's okay. I like that's like the one exception for being fat these days,
Oh man.
Well, no, I was listening to like Bill Burr. Bill Burr has like a podcast, and he was like talking like he'll like give advice to people, which for some reason, like a guy with no qualifications to be giving good advice, like he does give pretty good advice. I guess he was talking about like a guy was like, he reached out, like his girlfriend that he really loves, like is gaining a ton of weight and stuff like that. And like, he doesn't know what to do about it. And so it's like, and he was just like, yeah, the only exception is if she has a kid. And that's like the only exception. I was like, that is kind of weird.
Oh,
but I don't know. Oh, well.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that can be like a real thing, like a real conversation in relationships. But also, like, genetics play a factor too, and sometimes they don't kick in until you get a little older. And like, women are naturally supposed to carry a little more fat than I think is promoted by like social media and society.
Being thick with 2 C's, the good kind of thick. Sometimes I try to like hype myself up and be like, yeah, man, you're not fat, you're thick. And then I look in the mirror like shirtless. I'm like, oh, you're fat. Like, yeah, you're fat. Like,
oh man, it's funny.
You probably never had to deal with the situation. Like you turn on like your bathroom light, look in the mirror, and you're like, ew.
No, I had the acne problem growing up.
Oh, me too. Don't worry. Like,
that was a major thing for me, and like I had to put like topical medicine, and like I mean even now like I still struggle with it, but it's not like what it used to be when I was a teenager. Like it was pretty bad. I like had anxiety over it. But fortunately I like learned how to take care of my skin and kind of grew out of it, and now I just get that occasional breakout here and there.
I'm like I still say I do, but I'm taking care of it a lot better than when I was a kid. Probably because I'm like getting older, but no, I used to just have it bad. I like changing my pillowcase like maybe every other night. Like,
oh yeah, that was a big thing that I didn't realize was like causing a lot of my skin issues.
Like I have a whole drawer just full of just like pillowcases, like. And so like and then you meet other people who do the same thing. Like, hey, don't find me weird. Like, you go on a trip with someone and like your suitcase is like tons of pillowcases, and you're like, and you meet someone else, don't worry, man, I have the same problem too. And you're like, oh, thank God. And like, why does your pillowcases not match your bed sheets? I'm like, well, there's a little situation there.
To change them all the time.
I actually, so I've been trying to grow facial hair, which not all guys do, and mine still looks pretty bad. But I started taking biotin, like the hair, skin, and nail pills for that. And it actually really helped like my like skin. Like,
yeah, that stuff's so good for your skin. Yeah.
So like I've been telling people, I'm like, this probably won't like be the 100% effective, but add that to your like daily pills, your cocktail of your Xannies and your LSDs and the ones everyone takes every day. Add that to your
oh man,
add that to your set, and it could help your skin.
I was thinking more of like the cleaning process. Like, oh, wash my face. I do like a toner. I like using rose water as my toner. That's like super good for your skin. And then like making sure I don't wear makeup all the time. And then when I do wear makeup, it's clean, like decent products. Neutrogena is actually pretty good. And then on top of that, taking that like hair, skin, and nail vitamin. If you do all of that consistently, you have pretty healthy skin. And also making sure you're putting moisturizer on.
I've been telling my guy friends to like start using moisturizer, and they're just like, "Oh, you're so girly," because I'd like spend like 10 minutes on my hair every day. And
okay, well then when you're the one that doesn't have wrinkles 10 years from now, and they do, then they'll look back and be like, "Well, you called me girly. I was trying to help."
Honestly, though, like I use the moisturizer because like after I wash my face, it's so dry. It's like, this is uncomfortable. That's like, I mean, that's more of a reason to do it. But my guy friends are just like, and also like, I don't know how like skincare became a feminine thing. So like, it's not like guys don't have skin too. And so
I think it's more marketable with women. Although nowadays I think that's shifting. So I know guys are caring more and more about it.
I mean, I use a face wash called Bulldog, so like that's definitely aimed directly towards men. So
that's really fun.
And then I use like was it a Kroger apricot scrub?
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's really good for like getting out all the junk from
It's
your
like Saturday's apricot scrub day.
Yeah, I used to use that a lot when I was like a teenager. I haven't used that in a while, but I might check it out again.
Have you used a derma roller?
No, I keep seeing those ads pop up on my Facebook ads, and I'm like, I kind of want to try that, but I never do. Have you tried it?
Yeah, I use it on like the beard area, but I've never done it on the face because I think that's the one I have. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
I'm not even sure what it's supposed to do. Can you educate me?
Yeah. So the idea is, so there's a bunch of like tiny needles, and so you rub it across your face, and then with that, what happens is it kind of pokes holes, and so your body's natural response to that is to like send blood to that area. And so like since you put in blood in that area, there's more like science stuff going on, and then with that, with all that area, so like then your skin tries to renew itself because your skin's always trying to like reheal itself and like get rid of the old stuff all the time. So that's I think the main thing. So like it just kind of gets more blood flow going to your face.
Oh, so kind of like it speeds up that process a little bit.
And it's so small, like they say you use it at night, and so like your face could get red, but like by the morning it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
So it's definitely not a bad thing. So yeah, I mean, like I haven't really tried it for acne, but for facial hair, it's worked pretty well. So
that's good.
So if you ever want to grow facial hair, it's perfect.
I'll tell my fiance about it because he's got facial hair and he likes the whole goatee thing going on. So I'll just let him know, like, hey, this is what you should try. I just learned this today.
So, yeah, goatee is a very bold. There's like some men's facial hair that are bold, like things sideburns. And then a goatee, they're just bold moves. You're like, this is the guy, this kind of guy you're getting. Like, this is who I am.
He's pretty bold, but at the same time, he doesn't grow a whole lot of hair like on the sides of his face. But it's interesting. Like I feel like every man's like facial hair situation is different. But like with him, he doesn't have a lot on the sides. He has a whole lot like on the front. So that's why he can really pull off that goatee look.
Does he got a lot up top?
So yeah, he does.
Okay, so I think one of my theories is this is how God decided everything should work. So you got to blame him if you don't like it. That like if you got a full head of hair, like my hair does not look like it's ever going to go away. And looking at genetics, it looks like I'm fine unless I go through chemo. Like that's the one situation. But God decided that if he's going to make someone bald, he's going to give them a lot of beard. That's why you see so many bald guys with beards.
Oh.
So either that or it migrates south.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
Now, if they got a lot up top and a full beard, the rest of the body, he's basically Sasquatch. Like that, there's no, like, keep that in mind. It's just Sasquatch.
Yeah. Very interesting. I'll have to reflect and think about all the dudes I've met and just like see if that adds up, because this could be a thing.
Yeah. Oh no, I think about it a lot because I like see people's beards like, man, I'm so jealous. And then you see the guys who just like, like supermodel guys who are just like full beard, chiseled, like great hair. But no, my confidence goes up when I see a balding guy. I'm like, yeah. Especially when he's like holding on to it and like you see where it's thin. I'm like, I see what's going on there.
Holding on to what you can get.
It's like, yeah, you can work out for a body, but you can't work out for a full head of hair. So,
Man, that's
you just gotta take what you can get sometimes. I think that's the real trick I've learned.
Yeah, celebrate your differences and enjoy the awesome things that God gave you, because it's different for everybody. That's for sure.
Only God can judge me.
Yeah, there you go.
But then if God calls me a whore, I'm not going to be too happy about it. So that's a life lesson for you.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say only God can judge me, because what if God actually does judge you and like it's pretty mean?
I feel like any judgment that would come from him would be reasonable. So
Sure, and that's the problem, because you can't fight it.
No, but it's also like, I think that the way that God delivers judgment is very different from the way people deliver it. So, it's hard. Like, we think it'll be mean, but what if it's not,
True.
And it's just like this, like, heart provoking thing of just like, oh, you're right. I should have done that, or I shouldn't. And he's so good, he'll forgive and be like, it's cool, I love you, and as long as you get it.
Well, I think I'm probably comparing it to like ex-girlfriends that are like, and they tell you the reasons they're breaking up with you, and then you're like, and then like I've talked to friends and they're just like, why didn't you try to fight and like prove her wrong? I'm like, well, she was right on like all her points. I don't think I had like any way of like proving her wrong. Like I don't think I had a really good fighting chance there. I'm one of those people, like if I'm wrong, I'm just okay. I'm just like, yeah, I was wrong. Like,
that's good.
So yeah, that's not really good in relationships, but
well, I think it is. I mean, as long as you're upfront and you're like, hey, this is where I lack, and they're like, and they get to decide whether or not like that's something that they can handle, and it just looks different for different people. I think where it can get really sketchy is when you try to pretend it's not somewhere you lack, and like you try, and that's where I think a lot of people like get stuck in situations, is when they're either like lying to other people or lying to themselves. But it's like, if you're just like upfront and you're like, yeah, this is who I am, this is what I got, this is what I deal with, and you're just like honest with the person, then like it's up to them to decide whether or not that's something they want to be a part of. And then if you ever do want to grow out of something, that's got to be like your choice. Like, you don't do it for other people, you got to do it for yourself. And then I just feel like the right people end up finding each other, as long as you're just like being honest.
Yeah, but I'm also, if I'm right, I'm like, I'm right. But if I'm wrong, I'm okay with admitting I'm wrong. So like that doesn't help. Like, you get into fights and you're like, I'm sorry for the way I acted, but my points I made, I very much agree with still. And I hope one day you come around to them. And that's why I'm single right now. So, fun going into that little COVID season with a little singleness.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I think are dealing with that.
Yeah. So what do normal people do? Try to meet people on the internet. I just got really good at Fortnite, so yeah, I'm not meeting women anytime soon. Like,
don't like games like that have that chat room on the side where you can like
I don't
meet
go
people?
in there because I don't
Why?
want to hear a bunch of 12-year-olds tell me they slept with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Because that's gonna hurt me. Like, that's like my mom. Like,
they're 12.
I know. I mean, well, no, my parents are still together, so it's kind of like, Mom, you cheated on Dad, and
Man.
And then also they're 12, so there's like a legal issue there. So there's a lot at stake. That's why I don't go in there.
Okay, I see.
Also, maybe racial slurs might happen, and I don't want to be around that either.
Got it.
So,
I'm
not a big fan of racial slurs.
Yeah.
Do
I can
you
understand
say,
that.
do you like racial slurs?
Do I like racial slurs? No. Is that a question?
No, I was like, well, let's ask the important questions. Are you into racial? Do you say racial slurs? Me and my friend actually have a joke. It's 2020 is no N-word 2020. So we just don't say the N-word. And we're both doing pretty good so far.
Oh, good.
Because neither of us ever have a reason to say the N-word ever. We're both white, too, and that's also a contributing factor. It doesn't come up in my daily conversations to say it.
I mean, if you don't usually say it, it's like
you don't say
you
the
don't
N-word.
really think about it. Yeah.
I don't really have a place to like say it in my vocabulary. Do you ever have words you just want to add to your vocabulary?
All the time. I make words up all the time. And then I take like different words and make these phrases that don't make sense to other people, but they make sense to me. Like I nanny a lot, and I call a lot of the kids that I nanny chicken nuggets. I don't know why. They're so cute, and I don't know why I think chicken nuggets are cute, but I'm like, hey, chicken nugget.
Yeah, my friend, he calls his kids chumps.
Aww.
So yeah. Come on, chump, let's get going. This episode of the SchwegCast is brought to you by Gamefly. Most of you are already aware of Gamefly, but for those of you who don't, it's the best video game rental subscription service for one low monthly fee. As a Twitch video game streamer myself, I know there are two types of game. One type is the game that you'll continue to go back to time and time again, like Breath of the Wild and Super Smash Brothers. And then there's those other games, that you only play once and then never pick up again. And that is where Gamefly is perfect. Most games come in at around $60, and these new AAA titles come in at $60. But with this link in the description of this episode, your first 2 months will only be $10. I'm a subscriber myself, and I played through Pokemon Sword, and I loved it so much that I wanted to keep that copy. And with just a click of a button, and you just pay the little extra money, you get to keep the game that you rented from Gamefly. You don't even have to worry about anything else, and they'll go ahead and send you to the next game. I'm excited for the month of October. I will be getting into Luigi's Mansion because that is a very spooky game, and that's Halloween, so it's the spooky season, which I am super excited to play that game. I already got it in the mail, and I'm excited for once October kind of rolls around, I can start playing that game, and it is super fun and awesome. I love Gamefly. Like I said, I'm a subscriber myself, but you can get your first 2 months for $10. You just got to use the link in the description of this episode, and you know what? Start playing those games. But one word I've been trying to add to my vocabulary is simp. And do you know what a simp is? Simp? Yeah.
What? S-I-M-P? No.
Yep. Well, you're not alone. Dr. Phil is with you. Oh, hold on. I need to stop it and turn on the sound.
Okay.
But yeah, Dr. Phil, you and Dr. Phil might be in the same boat.
Okay.
Okay, here we go again. This is Dr. Phil showing his ignorance today, but I've been in quarantine, so I'm spending more time on social media than normal. So I've been finding things that I have no idea what the hell they mean. Come on, guys, you need to give me a translation guide. Here's one. Simp. S-I-M-P. Now, it's like, I am a simp for Dr. Phil. I have no idea. I have no idea. This could be something really dirty or something really stupid. I don't know. I need help. Give me some help. Translation guide, please.
So, yeah. So what a simp is, it's like, you know how like guys, like, you do boyfriend stuff for girls,
Uh-huh.
It's like that, but you're not dating. That's like the best way to describe it in my eyes.
Oh, so it's like when...
So like you and your boyfriend would go like somewhere like a craft festival or whatever, like girls do. And you're like, he definitely hates this, but he's doing it for you.
Okay.
It's stuff like that, but they're not dating. So it's kind of like, it's like, so you're using him and he's a simp.
Does he want to be dating her? Or?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, okay. So is it like when like if somebody's like, ooh, you're hot for so-and-so, like instead of saying like hot for, you say simp for?
Yeah, but
like
a lot of times she's kind of just using him, and it's kind of short for simpleton or something like that. So he's a simp.
Interesting.
But also like, yeah, I'm actually a simp for Dr. Phil. Like I'm free to admit that. And this is the message I feel like he sent me directly about that situation.
You have to stop commenting daddy on all of my posts. I ain't your daddy. I hate to break it to you, but I ain't your daddy. And your real daddy's probably getting his feelings hurt. I appreciate the support. It's a little weird, but I do appreciate the support.
So, yeah, I've had to, like, message all my friends to, like, stop commenting daddy. I actually have been, like, commenting daddy on all his Instagram posts. It's just, like, I just comment, I love you, daddy, every time he updates anything new. And, like, his Instagram is just a nightmare. Like, every comment's just daddy. Let me pull it up on my phone right now. Sorry. Dr. Phil, my daddy. So I'm hoping to make like simp shirts, like it's just pictures of Dr. Phil and it says daddy for the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the dream. I'm still working on it. I commented, love you, daddy. Well, here's his comment, Dr. Phil. Earlier this month, I asked you about your goals and steps you're taking to achieve them. You all had some great goals, so I wanted to check in and make sure you're sticking to them. I obviously commented, love you, daddy. And then Kirsten.0625 commented, my goal to get Daddy Phil to notice me. Goal not reached yet, but still trying. And Lee Kuza commented, ugh, daddy. And then Maya Lofton, send me to the ranch, winky face. Eugene_Wang commented, daddy. Dinky Doll commented, my goal is to marry you, daddy. Sonica Cosplay commented, aha, Daddy Phil, rail me. Then,
wow.
Bashoner commented, damn, daddy. Behance N1BM commented, oh, daddy, don't worry about us. then some people are just getting mad too. Hey, yo, stop calling him daddy and just appreciate how he's checking in with you to see if you reached your goals. How? Star emoji, wholesome star emoji. So, Daddy Phil, which doctor is short for daddy, if you didn't know, at least with Dr. Phil, he's everyone's daddy, and we should all simp for Dr. Phil, is my kind of inevitable theory.
Wow.
So,
I think you somehow need to have a song about that with the "You're not my cup of tea. I prefer coffee." I simp for Dr. Phil. Simp for Dr. Phil.
It could be.
If you ain't Dr. Phil, you're not my cup of tea.
Oh, I did a little research on you before the show. I actually found footage of you and your fiance. Actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Your first interaction. So.
Oh, what?
There he is. Forget it, girlfriend. He's only got eyes for God. Everything's got a price, but he's a Christian. Hey, Billy. No.
So, it worked out.
Actually, it's really funny. He doesn't even remember our first interaction. I knew him for like 6 months. We were on a worship team together at a church that we both served at. And the first time he actually remembered me was like 6 months after I had already known him, and we had performed several times together, and he just like didn't recognize me until 6 months later. And I always just like knock him for that. And he's just like, I'm sorry.
See, that's how you know he's not a psycho, because that's how normal guys think. I don't think that way. I remember every interaction with a woman. Ever. Oh. Married ones with kids, just all of them. They're just stored in my memory in a filing cabinet, unless I black out drunk. Then I don't remember. One time I had a very awkward situation. Like we're in Nashville, so like, you meet so many people, like you don't remember everyone's names. And so like you meet the kind of person you've met like 3 or 4 times, and then they're just like, oh, I've never met you before. I'm so-and-so. I'm like, oh yeah, we've met before. Like, that's what I do to be funny. But one time I actually don't remember meeting someone. I was like, oh, we haven't met before. I'm Sam. And then she was like, oh, we've met before at this specific location. I'm like, oh.
What's that?
Oof. And then, yeah. That
happens to me sometimes. I'm really bad at remembering names. And and like titles of things, even songs. Like I can have my favorite songs and have a hard time like remembering the names. And I don't know why. It's just like not something I'm good at. I have to work really, really hard at it. And like, I mean, like when I was in school, any of the exams that required memorizing words and testing you on vocabulary were like the hardest tests I had to take because I had to remember all these words and their definitions. And like, I can always remember like people's faces. I can remember concepts and ideas and like the messages behind things. And I even like specific memories I shared with someone, but I just can't remember how to name them. And I don't know why. Like it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah. No, memorization's like that's always hard. I was like, I always got C's in school, but I can remember the first time I watched Mulan 2. So like, I don't know how my brain works, but it's not like a normal person. But,
I don't think a normal person doesn't really exist.
True. No, I've met normal people before. Like, they have boring conversations, Like
I do like is that normal?
Yeah, I do a Zoom chat on Wednesdays with some friends, and like they're quite a bit older than me, but they talk about like their HelloFresh like meal kits and like their favorite meals, and I'm like, so I just sit there silently, just waiting for them to get done, and then they're like, Sam, how are you doing? And then like I just come in, I'm like, so this week with Garth Brooks, what's going on with him? And I just kind of update him on the real news that's going on.
Oh man. So you're not normal then. What do you consider yourself?
I don't know if they've created that term yet. Someday a scientist will, or a psychologist will figure out what's wrong with me, like fully, I feel like. But I feel like it's going to take a lot of study.
I feel like simper would be a good one.
Yeah, I can see myself as a simp. Well, it's really funny because like I used to think being an incel, calling someone an incel was funny. Then I watched an incel documentary. It was not funny.
Wait, what?
An incel, it's short for involuntarily celibate. It's like those guys you always complain, like what a nice guy is.
Yeah.
It's like that, but like they're kind of putting it on themselves.
Okay.
So and they're kind of like, they could be terrorists too. Like one guy shot up like a sorority. It's not like a funny thing I learned.
Okay.
I thought it was funny because these guys are like, oh, women only like chads. I'm a nice guy, So I think that's funny, but apparently it's not. But anyway, someone's like, you're an incel. I'm like, no, I am not an incel. I am a simp, and I do simp things. It's like she's like, I am not a terrorist. I just like guns. That is all. Like you just like you like make yourself look better with something else that's also bad. It's like this kind of guy I am. So just like just ruining my career.
Oh snap!
But yeah, no, it's what it is. I have a friend. I call their band like a band of incels for incels as a joke. So
well,
you don't want to be an incel, FYI. So
no, it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, don't go down that rabbit hole. I did, and yeah, you don't need to.
Yeah, I'll stay away from it.
But
thank you for the advice.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. Yeah, stay away from incels. They'll probably say something really weird to you. But that documentary was weird though, because some of those guys didn't seem that bad looking, at least from my view on attractive men.
But just because somebody's good looking doesn't mean they want to be with them. Like there's a lot more that they get taken into.
Women are a lot weirder when it comes to like what you'll date.
What?
Or different, not weirder, different than men.
Yeah.
Which because I've come to a conclusion along with like dating, it's like just because they're good looking doesn't mean you can hold a conversation with them.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that are important. Well, depends too, because there's a lot of chicks that don't care about certain things as well, but then there's also guys that are even more particular too. You kind of find that blend, but I guess in general, girls are pickier than guys in general.
True. I think my problem is I like women who are more like intelligent, and I think that's what's causing my downfall is because they know better than to be with me. It's like I think I can.
You want to have your cake and eat it too?
Yeah, I think that's the problem. It's like you can't have everything you want, and then like ditzy girls are cool, but like, after you teach them that there is air inside a basketball, true story, it kind of wears off pretty quick.
That's a true story.
Yeah, the one girl I dated, she's like, someone brought up like, yeah, you got to air up the basketball. And she was like, is there air inside of a basketball? I'm like, what did you think was in there? Like, I don't know. Like, you air up a basketball. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah, like you felt, well, maybe like she was overthinking it. I know I do that sometimes.
No, she definitely didn't overthink anything. She wasn't thinking that much. Overthinking requires you to think in the first place, and I think so. Yeah, ditzy girls. I mean, they're pretty, and I think that's a problem. Like with pretty girls, I think they didn't have to learn very much.
I don't know about that because I know a lot of very pretty girls that are also very smart.
That's a problem too. Like, why are we doing this? So I don't know, but I'm not like a scientist or anything. I'm just an idiot with a microphone. So just everything can get out to the world.
It's funny.
But okay.
Is that a poster of a dog, by the way, on your
that's
wall?
Airbud.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure that out. I couldn't tell. That's cool.
I know Airbud is the legend. My hero, my personal hero is just a golden retriever.
I mean, that's a great hero. They're really cool.
Yeah, dogs are better than humans.
Well, yeah, actually, I think I agree with you on that one. I love dogs. They're awesome.
Oh, yeah, I just don't think I can take care of one right now, or else I'd probably have one.
They're a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, and I don't like responsibility because I'm a millennial, so we can't have responsibility ever. I want to get a cat, though. Like, just hang out because you can teach them how to use the toilet. And I think I just want to do that.
They're also a lot of work. My fiance and I have 2 cats, and it's really interesting. They have totally different personalities. One of them is like a complete introvert, like always wants to hide in like the closet or the bathroom behind the toilet. I don't know why he wants to hide there, but he likes to. And then the other one's like all over you all the time. And you would think he's actually a dog, but he's not. He's a cat. And he's constantly meows in the middle of the night all the time, and like wakes you up and just wants to play and bothers the other cat who's like, leave me alone. I just want to chill behind the toilet. And so there's just like a lot of personality that people, I feel like, don't, unless you have a cat, you don't realize like how much of a role their personalities play, like in your family and in your lives. And then also the kitty litter, like that's a whole thing, and like they get really, really stinky, and you have to make sure you're
to use the toilet.
Changing them. I know you said that, but like,
so like it's this weird contraption where it's like first it's like a little like a thing you put on your toilet seat, and it's just all kitty litter, and then like you move it to like where there's like a hole in the middle of it with some kitty litter around it, and it gets like smaller. Then eventually there's no kitty litter, and the cat just does its business in the toilet.
Do you have a YouTube video of it you could show me?
Yeah, I've been showing it in like every episode. I don't know why.
I want to learn. This could be great.
Okay. But, let me see. There's a video. The City Kitty, I think is what it's called. Where's the video? Product info. Let's see here. It's only $30 too.
Huh? Not bad.
Okay, found the video. Okay, we have Vidiage or whatever it's called. Put the music on mute.
It's true.
So
Wow.
yeah, and then like you take it away. I think I want a cat to train it how to use a toilet more than like just having a cat for like, your emotional health or whatever most people get cats for.
Wow. I feel like I really want to try that out and see if it works.
Oh, if I get a cat, definitely. Like, I'm not changing a litter box or whatever.
Yeah, seriously, litter boxes are pretty gross. Like, you have to stay on top of it. Otherwise, it gets, like, nasty pretty quick.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Especially that ammonia scent that you can smell. Oof, that's, like, the worst part of it. The worst.
But, yeah, you still have to flush the toilet, but, I mean,
yeah.
not too bad. But also, I think I found this TikTok. This sounds like your cat.
Okay.
What the fuck do you think I'm doing? Making myself a bowl? Christ.
I don't know why that video makes me laugh so much.
It's so true. And it's so funny. I don't know if all cats are like this, but our cats are. They eat from like the middle of the bowl. And as soon as they can see the bottom of the bowl and there's no food in the middle, even if there's all the food around it, they're going to start meowing at you for more food. Like, for whatever reason, they don't think there's any more food in there, even though there is. Like, and so I have to, like, shake up the bowl to get, like, the food into the middle portion so that, like, he'll keep
there's
eating.
This YouTube series, this guy, like, he does voiceovers pretending to be his cat. He's like, my food bowl is only half full. My owner's leaving me out here to starve.
It's so funny.
Now, since you do have cats, I want you to try this experiment with them.
Okay.
I wanted to watch Tangled today, but once I got out Disney Plus and put my laptop down, this little man here decided to start screaming at me until I turned on Aristocats. This is the 7th time he has watched Aristocats. He watched it 2 times yesterday. He gets upset when the movie pauses or glitches or ends. Any vets or like cat experts want to duet this and tell me why he likes Aristocats so much? Can he understand it? Does he get that there are cats on the screen? Does he like the colors? Why does my cat like Aristocats so much? Gatsby, why do you like this movie so much? He doesn't do this with any other TV show or movie, like just this one, and he will like yell at me to turn it on. Why does he like it so much?
I'm like,
okay.
I'm always so curious about animals who like put their eyes on the TV and just like glare at it. Mm-hmm. Because it's just so like, do they know what's going on?
Yeah, ours will definitely watch TV with us and they relax, but then they end up falling asleep most of the time.
Yeah, but that's most cats, just sleeping
All day.
Complaining their food bowl is only half full.
Our cats are Dwight and Nico, and so Dwight's the like hyperactive one. Nico's the like introvert that wants to hide behind the toilet half the time. But Dwight is just like, he'll like sleep for a little bit and we're like, oh, look, he's like being a little angel. And then he wakes up and he's like climbing on everything. You can't even leave like the sliding glass door to the balcony open because he'll start climbing the screen door and poking holes through it and like making a mess. Like in the middle of the night, you hear him like clawing at the glass door trying to get outside because he probably saw a squirrel on a tree. And we're just like, oh man.
I need a cat. Like, there's a like cat cafe. I don't know if it's still open.
I've heard about that.
A Music Kitty Cafe. I went there once. It was really cool. That's when I almost adopted a cat.
Oh.
I wanted a.
You can also. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I want a black cat for some reason.
They're pretty cool.
I know. I feel like this doesn't make the best comparison, but like black cats are like the pit bulls of cats, maybe.
Interesting. I can see why you say that because people are typically afraid of those breeds.
Yeah, no, but the black cat one doesn't make any sense. It's just like, oh, it's the color of its fur. And then, like, with pit bulls, it's like, this is a very muscular dog that people use to fight people and other dogs with. Only difference.
It's more, what's it called? Not a stereotype, but, like, when you have, like, an idea about something and, you don't want to do it because you're afraid that if you do it, something bad's going to happen to you. What's that word? Superstition.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
Yeah. So yeah. I think that that's more of like a superstition where, the bulldog one is more of like, they look scary, but they're actually really sweet. Most bulldogs that I've met are like super kind and gentle, and they just want to play, and that's it.
Yeah, it's always how they were raised. It's like such a weird factor with dogs.
Yeah. Rottweilers can be pretty wild. I have a scar on my back from one when I was a kid. I went to a birthday party in elementary school, and my friend had a Rottweiler. And when I walked into the door, he ran up to me and he clawed at my back, and I had like this little like mole on my back, and he scratched it off, and now it's like forever like a scar.
Well, if it was possible cancer, then maybe pro.
He saved my life.
He saved my life. However, I do have a scar.
So I'll never forget him.
I agree.
But yeah, Rottweilers can be kind of aggressive. I've met a few other ones too. But if you hey, like you kind of like, I don't know. It's like slowly get into knowing them. Yeah, I love Harry Potter.
You gotta. It's like the hippogriffs. Like you gotta. That's my theory to like children. Like to get children to like you kind of have to like ease into it.
Depends. There's some kids that just love you from the get-go, and they're just like, wah, every time they see you. But yeah, there's some that you do have to ease into it.
You first gotta bow, and then.
Oh man. Especially when there's the kids that like they want to get their way, and then when they don't, then they start to treat you differently, and you're just like, I can't give you candy all day. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. It's not good.
I don't know. It's like my niece and nephews or whatever. Well, yeah, they can get away with it. They're just like, Sam, can you buy me this bag of chips? I'm like, all right.
Oh man,
it's not my kids. I do learn with like my friends, especially the ones that live out of town, like whose kids I don't see often. I always have to bring them a gift, so they remember every time they remember me coming. This guy's cool because he brings me stuff.
Oh yeah,
especially.
And then as soon as you don't, they'll be like, "What happened? Not cool anymore."
True. It's just kind of you got to remind them. But I like to buy them stuff their parents wouldn't get them for like their own sanity. Like, bought my cousin's kid. He's 3 now. It's like this little toy drum set. It's not like a real one, but I feel like that was a cool gift. And they're like, we almost bought this for him, but I thought it would be kind of annoying to hear him banging on it all the time, so we didn't. I'm like, well, now you don't have to worry about that. He's going to be banging on it all the time. Oh, the best thing. If you have someone, like, I would say it's 6 months to a year and a half, that age range, get them a kazoo. They blow on that, and they just, like, laugh their brains out.
Wow, yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
And it's cheap gift too, so if they break it, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I always think it's interesting when like a parent gets their kid like a pretty fancy like instrument, and they're like 2 or 3, and then it gets broken within the first week, and it's like they're not going to take care of it. You want to get that plastic stuff for the first like 6 years, and then after that, you're like, here you go. Here's a real drum set.
Well, I also don't get them like expensive stuff like dollar store toys and stuff like that.
Yeah. So. Oh man, when I was little, I could like entertain myself with string. Like it didn't take much.
I know that little like door stopper thing, like you pull and it's like, zzz, like you just entertain yourself for hours with that.
Yeah, those are so cool. Yep.
I just remember all those like straight to VHS movies I watched as a kid, and that's when I realized that some people like they only have one TV in their home, and then there's some people who have like a TV in every room.
Including the kitchen?
Yeah, that was my family. We had TVs in every room, and I just remember the stuff I watched as a kid. I'm like, I get that now. I kind of understand why. And my parents are like mentally good right now, so I think that really helped.
I'm a one TV in the house kind of person, but I know that it's different for everybody.
Well, it's like if I want to watch TV, it's like in the living room, but then it's like I'm going to fall asleep, and like you got to have like The Office or Ancient Aliens on.
That's so interesting.
Oh man, do not watch Ancient Aliens. That's that
why But why do you need that on to fall asleep?
The Ancient Aliens is for cool dreams. Probably just TV on in general to fall asleep. I think that's just my anxiety. Your brain's like listening to that, and so you're not like thinking about, your own life,
So Ancient Aliens helps your anxiety?
Ancient Aliens is so... Well, I mean, like, I'll watch The Office or, like, a podcast on YouTube or something like that. But no, Ancient Aliens, it's so stupid. Some of it starts to make sense. I've been saying this for a while now, but, like, sometimes someone tells you something so stupid, like, it actually kind of has some points to it. Like, for example, I want to say, like, birds aren't real. They're, like, robot drones by the government.
Okay.
And, like, that sounds really stupid, doesn't it? Like, how many birds out there? How many, like, people hunt birds?
I mean, it's 2020. I feel like anything's possible.
But then at the same time, you think, like, no one's going out there to kill a pigeon. And you're like, I haven't seen a lot of... I haven't seen a lot of birds lately, and then you see a lot of birds all of a sudden, and you're like, well, there is some valid points to this, and then you're like, then eventually you get down to the point, like, I might be thinking this is real, and you're like, eventually I'm smart enough to know, like, what are you doing right now, like, with your life, like, birds or robot drones, like, are you serious right now? That's what Ancient Aliens is. So there's all these, like, architectural, like, similarities between, like, all these, like, things across the world, and you're like, oh yeah, it was an alien thing that, like, so they could connect to each other.
Okay.
Oh, I watched an episode the other day that really messed me up. It was about pandemics, and this was before 2020 happened.
Wait, you said it was the other day.
I watched it the other day, but
what? Oh, okay.
But like, it was about pandemics. Like, aliens will bring it to, like, try to destroy humanity naturally. I'm like, that actually kind of makes a lot of sense. I'm like, I think that was the one that was like, this all could be true. Right now, call Tom DeLonge. He's got something to figure out. Do you like how, like, the leading alien guy right now was in Blink 182?
Really?
Yeah, Tom DeLonge. He's, like, super into, like, UFOs, and I think he actually, like, uses language that, like, makes sense. Like, I don't think he calls them UFOs or so. I can't remember what the term he uses, but they call them, like, ancient space scholars or something like that. I'm like, which sounds like smart. And then they have, like, people on the show, and their only credential is that they wrote a book, like, just a book. Which, like, I think about it in, like, the music sense. Like, anyone can release a song. Like, anyone. I've been on SoundCloud like that. Anyone can release a song, but, like, making that your credentials, like, we talked to some top music experts, from this guy who released a song on SoundCloud with his, like, gamer microphone. Like, I don't think we should be listening to this guy. But do you like serial killer documentaries or, like, any other stuff like that?
I used to watch them a lot when I was growing up. My mom's super into them, and we also used to watch Law and Order SVU specifically.
Yeah, serial killers are I don't know why I like serial killers so much. I think what it is I like the idea of what was, like, the situation where it went wrong, and, like, where, like, this is, well, if something slightly would have changed, like, they could have gotten away with it. Like, I'm always interested in, I think that's what I'm interested in. I don't really care for the dead bodies.
See, I think more, wait, so you think about how they could have gotten away with it?
Yeah, I've always wanted to, like, pull off a heist, like an Ocean's 11 or, like, I don't want the money. Like, I just want to, like, do the heist and see if I can get away with it. Like, here's, like, for fun. I think that's just my mind.
That's interesting. See, when I've watched them, I always think about, like, what happened to you? Like, why would you do these things to other people or whatever?
Psychological effects.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I just think about that, like, just the way people's brains work, and, like, why some people think differently, and, like, what causes those things, nature versus nurture, like, all of that stuff.
Yeah, it typically has a role most of the time.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of times, like, I've noticed a lot with serial killers, like, a lot of them are, like hidden homosexuals, too. That sounds, like, weird when I say it like that. A lot of them are, like, gay, and then like they like were trying to hide it, and I think like all that pent up anger like from that like made them murderers. So I think I kind of like have a feeling that like murderers are gonna slightly decrease serial killers, I guess, because people are like, yeah, you can be gay, no one cares.
It's like okay now. Yeah. Huh. That's an interesting theory.
You think like
so you taught me 2 theories, that one and then the beard one with the hair for men.
This is an educational.
I'm learning so much today.
I'm learning. Yeah, I'm just here to teach everyone.
I should have brought my notebook with like a pen, like to write all this down.
Well, luckily we're recording this.
True.
So hopefully the world will know soon. I
thought you were going to say hopefully it doesn't get erased.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll keep it. I think I'm backing up my computer tonight, so I think we'll be fine. So,
good.
So don't worry. All this knowledge that's going on the internet is going to be safe forever.
Good. That's good. I want to show it to my kids one day. They have to learn.
One day, your kids will show up and be like, yeah, this is Mom, and she was on the... I'm scared if I have kids and they listen to this show. I'm wondering whether that's going to happen. It's like... So, Dad, do you actually believe in aliens, or are you just stupid? I'm like, I'm just stupid, kids. Don't worry. I remember the day I learned my dad didn't know everything. It was, Tracy Chapman, the singer of the song Fast Car.
Yeah, it's a good song.
So one time I asked my dad, hey, Dad, do you know if Tracy Chapman's a man or a woman? And he said, I don't know. And then at that moment I realized, maybe my dad doesn't know everything. And that's stories I remember getting a C average in high school. So This episode of the SchwegCast is brought to you by FNX Fitness. FNX Fitness is committed to creating innovative supplements of the highest quality that provide focus for a productive morning, energy to thrive all day, performance supplements to reach new goals, unique sleep and recovery formulas to support any sport, and healthy supplements to support an active lifestyle for years to come. They also have a fantastic clothing line so you can look good while you work out as well, which I always like to look good working out. Hashtag pray for Micah. We all know the drill. With your purchase of any product from the FNX Fitness website, they even donate a gallon of water to a child in need, so you know that each purchase you make really is helping someone out. Using promo code SchwegCast or link in the description of this episode, you can save 15% off your order. Again, that is promo code SchwegCast or link in the description down below. Save 15% on some great performance supplements. Has this ever happened to you while you're in the bathroom? At least maybe a public restroom.
Okay, let's see. These are great.
Dang it. Hey, dude, can you hand me some toilet paper?
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 sec.
All right, thanks.
All right. You're good, buddy.
Do girls do that in their bathroom? Guys do.
The girl, we'll need toilet paper, but nobody actually goes under the stall and gets into the other stall. They'll just hand it underneath.
Yeah, true. I might, it's a new world now, so.
No, but I have needed toilet paper and had people hand it to me, but not actually climb into the stall with me. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. It's just kind of how things are. But it happens to the best of us. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Let me see. I had something planned here. What do I need here? Oh, I have a guy. So I like to play a game when I have ladies on the show. I like to call it Smash or Pass. It's not actually smashing, but it's the idea of since you're engaged, would you leave your fiance for this man? So I want to.
I feel like I can't do this. How about when I set my sister up with this man?
I mean, that makes it a little bit funnier. So yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Okay, so let's go with this guy. Would you set your sister up with this guy?
Good morning, my queens of TikTok above 18. I love you all. You guys are gorgeous. Get up, get out of bed, get that day going. Send them videos. We love them.
No.
No,
I wouldn't. No.
I thought that guy's pretty cool.
No.
Like, no. Well, he said over 18, so like he's
No. Oh man.
okay. Let's keep
Keep going. See what other options there are for my sister.
okay. Well, this guy actually, I found he has a couple videos. So, we talked about like what a simp was earlier. So, maybe this guy has a little insight into the world of being a simp. So,
Okay.
gotta turn this off. Well, we're watching it with it.
I guess I am a simp. A samurai infused with massive power.
Oh.
You disrespected Pokimane. And for that, you will pay the price. Forgive me, Pokimane, for I'll have to go all out just this once.
Now,
Yeah, I would
first-
set her up with him.
Now, I also have a second video from him.
Okay.
I need to actually do a deep dive on this man because he is very interesting. So, this
Pokemon.
is what your sister could be with. This man right here.
Yes, I'm a spoiled wife, but not yours. I'm a property of a freaking awesome husband. He was born in August. He's a bit crazy and scares me sometimes. Don't flirt with me. If you can read this shirt, you're already too close. Yes, he bought me this shirt.
So, yeah, that's definitely, you definitely have to set him up.
Yeah, I think the last two guys, I like the second one because he seemed interesting and funny and entertaining. And I think she would appreciate that. I know I'd appreciate watching that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last guy seemed funny too. So, yeah, the last two.
Okay.
But not the first one. The first one's kind of creepy.
Okay, so he's not. Okay, we got a new contestant here.
Okay.
So, this guy, he has a good vote on my end.
My mom said I can't eat dino nuggies anymore. She said I need to grow up. That's fine, Mom. No more dino nuggies. No more grandma's ashes. Two can play that game, Mom.
So I think
No. He's got some anger issues, so that one's a no.
Okay, well, I mean,
man.
you can't win them all. Let me see.
No.
See if I got any other cool guys here. But no, I think we're getting somewhere. We got 1 yes, 2 no's so far.
You got 2 yeses and 2 no's. You showed me 4 people.
No, there was the second and third were the same guy. So
Really? They didn't look the same.
he shaved his head, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I see.
But anyways, let me see here. We got to find. Oh, this is a cool guy right here. Okay, got to tell me if this guy is good enough for your sister. If he reaches that threshold.
Hey, yo, who the fuck said tidy whities aren't manly, bro? Come on, fuck with me.
That's definitely a yes. That sounds like a yes right there.
Maybe for like a date, but they're not going to end up together. Like, I think they'd probably have fun on a date, but I don't see her like actually staying in that for a while.
Okay. I can see that. What about this guy? He's cool.
All right, old-fashioned nerd. I am also of the Green Lantern Corps. I am ready for battle. I may not be able to uniform up as well as you, but I have my own uniform, my own look. And I'm ready for battle just as well as you are.
So, that guy
How
seems
old is
pretty
he?
cool.
How old is he?
I'm going to assume over 18. He's one of those
Definitely
people
over 18.
So, if she's worried about that, she's going to be good. But in regards to his age, he's one of those mystery ages. I think he could fall in between 25 and 45.
50.
So, is that a yes or a no?
I'm going to say no.
Oh, well, I mean, he had a good run.
He did.
I have a lot of cool guys.
That second guy, that's the one. I already know.
I think he is a keeper. But this guy I actually agree with a lot.
Yeah, just playing devil's advocate, technically breast milk isn't unhealthy for adults.
Yeah, that one's another good one.
So he's a keeper. True.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, this one, he might be taken because I might be setting him up with my friend's wife after he dies. So just depends on who dies first. But he's this guy.
I want more women to post themselves breastfeeding their children on TikTok because it is a healthy thing. And any man who has a problem with a woman breastfeeding doesn't understand the benefits the kid gets from it, number one. Number two, if he's squeamish, he shouldn't be on stuff like this. And number three, it is 100% okay. It's part of nature. Because if you can't handle that, then how the hell do you handle needles and all this other stuff in life? I mean, grow the fuck up, people. Seriously. This is supposed to be an American app now, that everyone gets along and has a good time, not Mr. Oh, you did not do that. It's offensive. Fuck your feelings. Donald Trump 2020.
He's really cool.
Uh-oh.
I think he's a. He also I've done a deep dive on him.
My sister's very assertive in the way that he is, so I feel like they'd probably see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. And yeah, I could see them having a decent conversation. Although I don't know that. I feel like it wouldn't last because they'd probably get into pretty major arguments often.
I could see that. I've done a deep dive on him, so he actually believes that we made up COVID-19 and every country decided to ruin their economy to get Trump out of office, which makes a lot of sense coming from him. I think he has the proper credentials to make that assumption.
Obviously.
So he's really cool. But let me see if do I have any more potential suitors for your sister? Oh, this guy. This guy. Now, he's a little aggressive, but just listen to him. I think he has some good points.
My head is finally clear. Thanks to you two, I managed to get the other voice out of my head. You thought defeating me would release Ryuki 3? The Shocker Empire had a failsafe for that. Instead of me going, it was him that went. And now, you won't ever get Drive 3's memories back. 'Cause he was the only one who knew how to restore them. You poor, insolent fools. You'll never, ever get rid of me. For I am a god.
So he's a little aggressive. He's a little hard at first, but I feel okay.
No. Nope.
Okay, well, I guess I can't decide. This episode of the SchwegCast is brought to you by Duke Cannon Supply Company's Beer and Bourbon Box. Duke Cannon hails from a simpler time, a time when the term handyman was redundant, a time when chivalry wasn't considered old-fashioned. Duke Cannon's purpose is simple, to make superior quality grooming goods that meet the high standards of hard-working men. In the history of great duos, the partnership of beer and bourbon is even more important to our way of life than mac and cheese or if you're British, fish and chips. Comes complete with 3 big beer soaps, a deliciously scented sandalwood soap made with Old Milwaukee beer, a fresh citrus woodsy offering made with the Deschutes Fresh Squeezed IPA, and a warm cedar scent made with Budweiser, and 1 big American bourbon soap. And a rich oak barrel scented bar made with Buffalo Trace bourbon. A perfect gift for the gentleman who appreciates a fine drink and a distinguished fragrance. Use the link in our description to get free shipping on your order over $20. But
gotta have some kind of standards. Come on.
But I think that's the potential. Men I have. Obviously, I think Dr. Phil, we can include him there, but he's also my daddy. So
yeah, too many people want him. So
I guess we got 2. Breast milk isn't unhealthy for adults, and samurai infused with massive power, I guess.
Yeah. Those are the 2.
But I actually do think I've been trying to find my soulmate on TikTok.
Okay.
Which, is the best place to look. Let me take
obviously.
It's like get off Tinder, get off Bumble, get off whatever other dating sites. There's so many right now. Can't even keep up with it. Anyways, though, but I think I found one I think would be perfect for me. Let me just find the video first, which I don't have organized for some reason. There we go. And where is it? Oh, these my folder is just messed up. Okay. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Wow, I'm really making the great content here. Just like
does she actually exist?
My soulmate? No, my soulmate.
You're bluffing.
Yeah, I doubt a soulmate actually exists for me, but I think this is the closest I'll ever find, so.
I'm gonna say it. Yeah, sex is cool, but have you guys ever took a fat poop and then you go to wipe and then there's nothing to wipe? And you're like, oh my God, it was a ghost poop. I don't know, I love that shit. That really, when that happens to me, it like makes my whole entire day. I don't know.
So I think that's like the closest I'm ever gonna find.
Oh, that's great. Oh man. Solid. Okay. Pretty solid.
I think yeah, she's pretty good. Do you want to watch a duck attacking a girl?
Sure.
Okay. Well, ask and you shall receive, because I have that video.
Come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. Kill Allie! Destroy her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her, Jerry! Good boy!
I don't know, that just makes me laugh every time I watch it. Along with being a samurai infused with the Dr. Phil stop posting daddy on commenting daddy on all my posts. That one I watch about once a day. Maybe a little more. Okay. This clip I have, I don't know if it's funny or not to other people, but it's funny to me. So I'm just going to test it out on you.
Okay.
I am under the water. Please help me.
I don't know why that's funny.
It was like funny, but then I was also concerned for him.
No, don't worry. I checked in. He is not under the water anymore. So I checked. He's fine. He's on land. So no need to worry.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
But anyways, we've been doing some funny clips. Let's do an inspirational one. I want to motivate you.
I've learned in my short time on Earth that things are not usually as much about talent as they are determination and hard work. Very few things in life come without a commitment and without dedication to the cause. Hone your craft. Practice. Work on your dreams and carry your dreams into the day your dreams carry you. Sure, you may have some mistakes. You may have some failures along the way. but don't let those be discouraging. Use those failures as stepping stones to do better the next time. Always remember, friends, never give up on your dreams.
So
that's awesome.
I like to watch that whenever I need motivation.
Yeah. That actually looked really challenging. I just started learning how to skateboard earlier this year, and
I was
it's not
hope
easy.
You said nunchucks. I was hoping you would say nunchucks.
But yeah, that looked pretty challenging. Like, I have a hard time staying on the skateboard without nunchucks in my hands. So the fact that he was doing both of those things at the same time is impressive.
But with hard work and determination, you can also accomplish that.
I can.
You're from New York, right?
Originally, yeah.
Okay. I'm from the Midwest. And I wanted you to help me compare this. This is your stereotypical Midwest mom.
Okay.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. Nice of you to join us. Well, no, we can't turn the air on. It's under 70. We gotta let the fresh air in. God knows you don't get any of that anymore when you're all locked up in your room playing your X station. I even opened up the windows. I got the oscillating fan on in the corner. Jerry, turn on service. Turn on service. It's gonna start. Isn't that so neat? We don't even have to go to the chapel to watch anymore. Jerry, turn on the thing. I want to see how long until worship. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Isn't that so neat? Hey, I hope you don't mind. I use some of your pre-workout in my coffee. Yeah, it gives me a little extra pep, especially so I can keep up with Hillsong during worship. Yeah, it's the closest thing I can get to prescriptions nowadays.
Like, I don't know if you understand the Midwest mom, but that's 100% a Midwest mom.
Yeah. Wow. East Coast moms. I mean, you could find a little bit of that too, I'd say, but much faster pace, like 70, dang, like the AC would definitely be on and we'd have it lower than that. And it'd be like, oh, I don't have time to watch like Hillsong here. I have to like go drive somewhere and do something and listen to it like on the radio or just catch it on the podcast later or whatever it might be. And there's definitely like, I know when I moved down here to Tennessee, there was a major culture shock because people take their time a lot more here than like in New York, especially in the city. So, and I think it's a good thing. I think it's good to like slow down and be present. But yeah, if you're like coming from that to just a different way of life, it can definitely be a bit of a shock. That's for sure.
Yeah, I learned like people enjoy humor. I think humor is different. I think East Coast people are really hard to make laugh. And then Southern people are pretty easy. Midwest people got to work at it. I haven't figured out West Coast yet, but no, like Southern people, like I guess they don't have as many funny people, but they have a good sense of humor. So I became like a god in like 2 minutes. So
wow.
So which is you know, it's a treat sometimes. This episode of the SchwegCast is brought to you by Honey. Honey is a free browser extension you can download using the link in the description of this episode. Honey searches the entire internet for promo codes, coupon codes, free shipping, and anything else that will save you money when buying things online. It is 100% free, and at no point will you have to pay for it with any microtransactions. It's just as simple as pressing a single button, and you can start saving money. It's that simple. I use Honey myself. I've been using it for years, and it's a great way to save money on pizza. It's a great way for me to buy audio equipment online. It always saves me money. I've gotten 40%. I've gotten 50% even before. It is so great. I love Honey, and you will too. And if you don't use Honey, it's basically throwing money away. So use the link in the description of this episode. Install it on your web browser, whether that's Chrome, Safari, Opera, whatever it's called, and start saving money on things you buy every day anyways. I also think this could be you, but I'm just making a guess. So here's another TikTok.
How many couples do you think had their first kiss to Radioactive by Imagine Dragons? My answer is 1 million.
It's weird thinking about that.
Oh man, that's great.
I think about Imagine Dragons a lot because like they played Sprint Center, that's Kansas City. Bridgestone Arena. I'm like, who's going out to see Imagine Dragons live?
I love Imagine Dragons. I saw them at a festival, like a Firefly festival a few years ago.
Yeah, they seem like a band you'd see at a festival.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I can't see myself, like, you know, because, like, going to a concert can take a lot of work. Like, you got to buy the tickets, then you got to, like, plan how you're going to get there, and then you got to get there, and then you got to, like, walk up some stairs or around, look at some merch.
You probably hate festivals then because they require so much work, and you're camping, and, like...
Oh. I only do festivals when I'm playing at them. I don't really go to them. I mean, I was thinking about going to Coachella because Frank Ocean was there, but then then the world shut down. So,
yeah,
you think about things. You're just like, oh yeah, they'll get like this band will get back together when like Hell freezes over or whatever, and then like they actually did get back together in 2020, and then like. No, because like My Chemical Romance, the format, Frank Ocean was going to do a show for like the first time in like 8 years. Like it's like, there's a little bit to it, I think it's Aliens from a TV show I watched. Spreading this around.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
But that's just me, that's me. Do you want a life hack?
Sure.
So this actually, I'm actually gonna probably start using this.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you should know that in one container of M&M minis, you can fit a whole Kirkland Signature all beef hot dog. You don't need to cut it up. There's no holes. Just pop the top on. It fits perfectly. Take it as a snack. Bring it anywhere. You're welcome.
That's actually pretty useful.
Yeah, actually.
You ever just like go somewhere? You're like, man, I have this M&M container, but I don't have any. But I need a hot dog right now.
Or it's a keto.
Yeah, I did keto for a minute.
Keto.
I actually lost 30 pounds on keto, so I used to be fatter than this, believe it or not.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Let me see if I can find a fat photo of me. Here's all right, so this is a photo of me, Halloween 2019. And this was like the wake-up call photo I had that I need to lose a little bit of weight. I look so bad there. You just look at a photo of yourself, I'm like, God, I look so bad. You probably don't, but I do. I don't know why I'm like talking to you about this stuff. Like, you ever just look at yourself and think you're ugly? And you're like, no, not at all. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm alone in this conversation right now.
No, I've had my moments. I've definitely had my moments.
Like we're talking about earlier, you just look in the mirror like,
I mean, yeah, there's just been times where it was I get really dark circles under my eyes. And sometimes they freak me out. But they're pretty bad. People have made fun of me for them.
Really? People make fun of you for that?
Yeah, and I used to have braces too when I was in high school. Got made fun of for that. Like, I mean, especially in school, people will find whatever they can to make fun of you. It is what it is. It doesn't matter.
Braces are one of those things. It's one of those like improving things about yourself, So it's like.
Yeah, that's not how like high schoolers looked at it.
It's like making fun of a fat guy at a gym. It's like I mean,
they're
doing the thing like, don't make fun of me, I'm fat here. Like, this is kind of like the out of bounds area,
Mm-hmm.
It's like someone with
sorry, what?
Well, like someone with braces, like, oh, you have crooked teeth. It's like, well, like they're taking care of it.
Yeah. I like at Planet Fitness how like they have that saying of like no critics here. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. I
actually have a membership at Planet Fitness and I judge everyone there in my head because I'm a bad boy.
You're not supposed to.
I'm a bad boy though, so I mean, you get what you get. Speaking of fat people.
Hey, Jason, looking pretty good. You lost some weight?
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. And Joni, you still look fat as ever.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, I've been both those people.
Oh, man. It's so interesting, too, because beauty standards change, like, over time. So, like, it used to be the in thing to actually have more weight on you. And now it's like, well, then we went through a phase where it was the in thing to look like you were, like, basically dying and didn't have any weight on you. And now we're at a point where I feel like more weight is starting to come back, but it's got to be like curvy, especially with women. It's just like crazy. It's so crazy.
Women are into thicker boys now, right? The 2Cs.
I don't know. I feel like I don't really pay attention to all of that stuff as much.
You have a man, so
yeah,
you're like,
and he's like 6'4", and he'll like make fun of himself as being like Jack the Skeleton.
oh, you got one of them skinny boys.
Yeah, but
See, I like the theory:
that.
if there's nothing to smack, he ain't a snack. So, I heard someone say that once, and I'm like, that's my life motto for the rest of my life.
Everybody has their own preferences. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I really believe that.
True. I like a good personality. At the end of the day, like if you come to like if you want to like someone to be with though, like you want to be able to sit down and talk to them.
And laugh. You have to be able to laugh and joke and like.
I know. I really want a funny girl. Like that's like super. I don't know. I feel like that's hard to find.
It shouldn't be. There's plenty of them out there. Where are you looking?
I don't know. Well, I'm looking at the smart ones and that are.
You're on TikTok. That's what you're doing. That's your problem.
I'm just sitting on well, no, because like right now, like since there's no shows or anything, like this is my job, and so I'm like texted a friend. I'm like, how does it feel that my job right now is just like sitting on TikTok, like, and like playing video games? Like it's. I mean, my life has gone a different direction.
No.
Do you own a Kia Soul?
A Kia Soul?
Yeah, it's like this weird looking car. I'm assuming no, since you don't know what it is.
No.
I actually found footage of a guy interviewing someone with a Kia Soul.
Okay.
Today I'm going to be interviewing Kia Soul owners. I think this is her. Hey, can I interview you?
Yeah.
So what made you buy a Kia Soul?
I don't know. I just think it's a really cool car.
I'm assuming it was staged. I'm gonna make a guess, but I'm gonna assume it's staged. I found this video you might like. So I kind of feel like we all know someone, maybe late 40s, early 50s, maybe early 60s, like a woman, And this is her, because you're going to relate to someone right when you watch this video. This would be her. She had like a 20 milligram edible.
Oh, okay.
So you'll know someone like this.
Coming out to get you. I'm coming out of the basket and I'm not a snake. Hey there. I'm not a snake, but I feel like I'm going to go back in. Coming back out. Woohoo.
You know someone, but like they take an edible. This is after an edible.
I just feel like that would actually be me when I'm her age.
I don't know why that. This is like not my typical talks I look at, but like that one just captivated me.
Did it?
Captivated my life.
Well, maybe she's the one you need to ask on a date.
She might be too old for me. I'm kind of like trying to stay in like a solid age range.
But you were trying to set my sister up earlier with the
but that's different. These are rich guys. Like,
oh, well, you don't know how much money she has?
Oh yeah, true.
She could have a lot of money.
It's weird men don't go for rich women.
They do.
I mean, I do.
You just don't hear about it as much.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's like a valid reason, but whatever.
Now, I think this kind of sounds like your sister I'm looking here right now. This next one.
This video goes out to my English professor. What's up? How's it going? So, I just saw I got a 68% on that quiz. Yikes, I know. So, what if I told you I had 2 copies of We Play and that one of these could be all yours if we bump that grade up? Check your email.
Let me ask you, is that your sister?
Yeah. I could totally see her doing something like that.
Yeah, she had 2. That's actually pretty nice though.
She used to have me. I used to do her homework for her.
Well,
it's a bad habit.
I saw this picture. It was like when like your kid's teacher says they might need to be in special ed, but you've been doing their homework for them. It's like, ooh, that's rough.
I had a friend in college ask me to write her essay for her for a class that I wasn't even in. So I had no idea what was going on. And so I did my best with what she gave me. And she ended up getting a C, and she got upset with me because she got a C. And I was like, I did everything I could. I'm not even in that class. You're lucky you got a C.
See, I studied music, so no one ever asked me for help on anything. And that was great.
Yeah, I got into like, I don't know why, I would just help people with their homework, and then it turned into doing their homework for them. And I didn't actually get anything for it. I just like thought it was like the nice thing to do. And then I started realizing I shouldn't be doing it. So I stopped like halfway through college.
That probably took longer than like you probably should have.
Yeah.
But,
it definitely did.
I think that's a little, I don't think you should have been doing it that long.
No,
I feel like
probably not.
college is the weird part. I heard people who are like fluent in like both English and like a second language, they'll find essays written in the non-English speaking language they speak in, and then like translate it to English and like kind of like copy it. So like from like, let's say Spanish to English, but like it won't be, it's technically not like plagiarism because it's different words, but also it is plagiarism because it's just translated properly, not like Google translated, because now I'm assuming if someone turned in like a Google Translate essay and they were like, we're going to hold you back like 3 years. I know you're in like the 8th grade right now. We're going to send you back to 5th grade. Like,
I think that's
that
a
doesn't
little
make
extreme. I think maybe like giving them, so I actually did get caught plagiarizing in 6th grade. And what my teacher did was she gave me another chance to write the paper. And she said that I'm going to automatically have like the highest grade I could get was a B versus the A. And so that was like the highest thing that I could get. But if anything in the paper is plagiarized, then she's going to just like fail that project for me. But, and I think that's pretty fair. I don't know that holding somebody back or putting them back 3 years is exactly the right thing to do.
Actually, yeah, I feel like if you're going to plagiarize, you got to get that out in high school. Like, you got to learn your lesson in high school. Because, like, you can't do it in college. They, like, my school was like, we'll kick you out, like, if you plagiarize. Maybe one chance, maybe, but...
I thought like taking like bits and pieces and putting them in different places was good. Like this is 6th grade, my 6th grade mind. And then there's these words, like I remember the way she caught me, she called me up to her desk and she was like, so Zhaklina, you see these words I have highlighted? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, can you tell me what they mean? And I was like, no.
No? Why can't you? Because I didn't write it. So
yeah.
Maybe you should ask the author. I can get the email for you where I got it from.
Yep. And it was just like, okay, well.
Oh, when I was in school, I think I was a senior. There was a guy in like our recording class. He's like, hey, can you like come and record this song for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I play drums and bass and guitar, so like in piano, so I did the whole thing for him. We did like maybe like a 2 hours. But then a kid in his class completely like stole the song. Like he just copied it into his folder for some reason.
Wow.
But the thing is, it's like, well, I was like, I did music tech too. So like I did recording stuff too. So those professors knew me. And so like, well, I remember just one afternoon I was like working on something and I get a text from the professor. He's like, hey, can you come to the studio real quick? I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, you're not in trouble. Can you just come to the studio real quick? I'm like, yeah. So I like walk in. He's like, all right, so this is low key. You can't be talking about this. I ended up talking to everyone about it. But he's like, did you work with this guy on this project? I'm like, no, I worked with so-and-so on this project. And he's like, okay, yeah, this is a pretty serious accusation. I just wanted to make sure it's like this kid's going to get expelled. I'm like, oof.
Oh, wow.
Like, don't steal my singing if you're like, he got what he deserved. And then he like vandalized the studio, but like he had to like have these keys to like get into it, and so they could just track everyone who went in. So they like caught him like immediately.
Wow.
Like this guy was an idiot.
Wow.
So
I have some news for you.
Okay.
My phone just alerted me that it's on 10%.
Oof. Okay. Do you want to get a charger? Or do you want to end it? Or if you need to go, it's no problem.
I can hold on. Let me see. I feel like I want to like see if I can make it last for another like 5 minutes.
Okay. Let's put the timer on 5 minutes.
And if it dies, I'm sorry.
Okay, so if we just cut out and we just get the show ending, we know what happened. So, anyways, though, let me see if I have one more clip. I actually might let you go. I don't want to keep you forever, but because I usually end up just talking forever about stupid things. Like, here's a video that should have been bigger news, but was not bigger news. That is not what I want you to open.
Okay. Like a 2020 type of video that should have been bigger news?
Yeah, it's one of those things like, why weren't more people talking about this? But I found it, so now I'm going to talk about it. So
okay, cool.
Miles gone solo all over again. Obama winds up and right in the 1D. And that's the shot heard around the...
Like, that should have been bigger news, right? At least in my world, it should have been bigger news.
That was so funny.
And I know you feel so bad for him, but then you realize he broke Taylor Swift's heart, so you're like, not too bad. It's not that bad. So, anyways, I'll let you go since your phone's low on battery, and I don't want to keep indoctrinating you with my manifesto type things. Where can we check you out at? Like, where's all your social links?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. I am Zhaklina. So IamZHaklina. And all of my music is like on all the different music platforms. So I'm on YouTube, Apple, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, all that good stuff. And I actually have an EP coming out on November 6th, which you should stay tuned for.
So, Tay, just go follow her everywhere. Even if it's a fake account, just follow it anyways. It's probably real, but you don't have to worry about anything. So, but yeah, thanks for coming on. We'll come back anytime.
Thank you so much for having me. This was awesome.
Yeah.
Like really, really awesome. And I learned so much.
I know. Nothing important, but
Nah. It's important. It's funny. Funny is important.
But just beware of the aliens.
Okay. I'm keeping my eyes open.
Sheeple. All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Hey, you just finished a full episode of the SchwegCast. I hope your brain cells don't hurt. If you want to support this show financially in the best way possible, go check us out on Patreon for $5 a month. You can get ad-free episodes of the SchwegCast and is the best way to personally support me and this channel.